Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Nick Duckworth, and today I'm telling you about the time that I got older at Joel Robuchon inside the MGM Grand, Las Vegas. The restaurant is named after, see if you can guess. Acclaimed French chef Joël Robuchon. He was named Chef of the Century by French restaurant guide Go et Mijo in 1989, hosted several French cooking shows in the 80s and 90s, operated several renowned restaurants across the globe. 2016, he held 32 Michelin stars, more than any other restaurateur ever. Fun fact, he famously threw one plate in his entire career, and it was at his mentee, Gordon Ramsay, who apparently did not take kindly to the news he had not made a dish of langoustine ravioli properly. I guess they sorted it out. He accomplished all of this before he sadly passed away following a long battle with cancer in 2018 at the age of 73. In the MGM complex, there are two restaurants named after Joel Robuchon, L'Atelier and Joel Robuchon. They are located kind of in the center, next to the Ka Theater. The restaurant Joel Robuchon has more recognition, I think, than any other Vegas restaurant, and it wears all of its accolades on its sleeve out front. It's got AAA 5 diamonds. It has Forbes Travel Guide 5 stars. It has 3 Michelin stars, which is perhaps the most exciting one. It also has the Wine Spectator Grand Award, plus Travel and Leisure's Best New Restaurant in the World 2007, and many more. Now that we know all about the history of the restaurant, it's time to dive into what you're here for, the meal. The restaurant provides this weighty tome of a book for a menu, which offers a la carte options as well as a few different prefix experiences from 3 courses up to the degustation offering, which includes what is essentially countless courses. And I say that because I did lose count. I started with this Belvedere martini because that felt appropriate before I revealed to my server, who was either very French or a very good actor, that I was just going to go for it and get the degustation. The wine pairings were costly, so I asked him to select a white and a red pairing that would carry me through my courses. Before the bread trolley came out, they carted out a mountain of butter and whacked off a chunk on a plate next to a dish of olive oil. They wheeled out the chariot de pain, which you'll see later in the video. The French are obsessed with carts in restaurants, and it was a palmful choice, but I only got a few because I couldn't fill up on bread. I don't remember what these were, but they were good. I mean, it was bread. This is a printout of the menu that they gave me at the end of the meal, and don't worry, we'll go through each little piece. But look how like this is a resume. This is like a book of a meal that I had. It was very nice of them to wish me a happy birthday at the top and to give me a little dîner du dimanche, which I think is Sunday dinner. All right, anyway, here's the first course. And enjoy my French because I don't speak it. Anyway, it's Le Caviar Imperial. It's a Cetra caviar served atop of lobster and a crustacean gelée dotted with cauliflower puree. It rhymes. The lobster is indeed hidden under the caviar, and that's not soup. That is, in fact, like shellfish jello. I actually enjoyed each piece, the caviar lobster combo and the gelée, separate from each other because I could better appreciate the flavors that way. The fish gel was really good on bread, and I accidentally made a perfect pairing by choosing the Belvedere with the caviar. Whoops. Um, Someone literally piped each little cauliflower dot and then piped another little green dot on top of that. Anyway, all in all, this was pretty delicious, pretty outstanding, but probably not for you if you don't like food that looks like little eyeballs. The next course is La Tomate, tomato candies invigorated with gazpacho and lemon virgin olive oil. This course had a separate little heirloom tomato on the side with a tapenade, which was relatively simple and really focused on the freshness of the ingredients. It had a kind of a subtle spice, a little touch of oil, and a nice contrasting brightness from the citrus and capers. I just wish that it had a little more basil. I really enjoyed that component. The main plate had just this variety of tomato flavors. The stuffed gazpacho tomato really popped, like literally with flavor, and was incredible. Some of the other candies highlighted other flavors like garlic and pushed the limits of what a tomato can do, as cheesy as that sounds. Moving right along, Le May course, delicate corn cream with foie gras and gingerbread tuile. The first thing I noticed is that this is some real fancy corn, but also that there's popcorn. And I kind of rolled my eyes a little bit, like it's like trying too hard to be playful. But the popcorn aside, this was a taken corn that wasn't frozen, canned, or grilled, so it went a little over my head. The chowder was delightfully buttery and smooth. It was fun to taste the different little islands in it too. Like the ginger tool had a touch of sweetness, which complemented the sweetness of the corn really well. The beef gelée cube didn't really stand out too much. The foie gras was lovely, and all the salt and flavors melded nicely, but the textures were pretty similar, and I kind of missed that there might have been a contrast. For the the fourth course? Loaf de poule. Oh my god. A semi-soft boiled egg on a spinach puree with Comté cheese sauce. We are obsessed with eyeballs tonight. This dish was creamy, like creamy, creamy, creamy. The cheese sauce and the spinach were tasty. Not my personal favorite as far as like a flavor combo, but it was nice with some bread and butter. What's most impressive is how perfectly boiled the egg was. The fact that they can do this so consistently is wild to me because I used to work at a breakfast restaurant and I don't think I ever served two eggs that were the same. All right, the following one gets a little video action for the tableside pour. It is la lettuce, lettuce velouté, scallion flan, and ricotta tortellini.
This is a velouté of lettuce that we pour over a flan of scallion with a little ricotta cheese tortellini, some chanterelle mushroom, smoked bacon.
At this point, I've been served tomatoes, corn, eggs, and now lettuce with cheese, scallions, and bacon. And I'm thinking, like, am I paying several $100s for a Cobb salad? Like, I could have brought a blooded to Denny's and dropped like $30 total. Anyway, it's kind of like this, like modern art. Like, I could have made this, but I didn't. Anyway, the lettuce was a little strong at first, but it mellowed out toward the end. But the smoked bacon stayed pretty strong. Kind of reminded me of like a mashed potato. The tortellini had a nice bite, and the cheese was understated. Normally, you get super salad, but Joël Robuchon Las Vegas is changing the game by giving you both at the same time. Following the hot lettuce is the elite alien food I've been hoping for ever since those cauliflower fish eggs in the first dish. This is le homard, lobster simmered in saffron broth, roasted chestnuts, and parsley cappuccino. I like lobster, but personally wasn't a fan of the other flavors in the dish. But this was a great example of flavors that were excellent, even though they weren't my preference. Like when you can tell someone is hot, even though they're not your type. The fennel brought a nice warmth, and the chestnut was perfectly tender, and they complemented the saffron and the broth really well. I found the lobster a touch chewy, and the foam didn't add much in terms of flavor for me. I mean, it was an interesting experience to still really enjoy something that I didn't like that much. Bathroom break. It's well stocked with paper towels, fresh flowers, and a nice smell. The decor is a little Gordon Gecko, but there's nothing to complain about here. This is the red wine that I got for the rest of the meal. I don't remember what it was, but it was waiting for me when I came back from the bathroom. Le Bar. 5-spiced, pan-fried sea bass with stewed turnip and verjus sauce. I always find it impressive when fish skin is crispy and the flesh is still tender. Verjus sauce is made from grapes, and this reminded me of balsamic vinegar a little bit with like a really rich, almost beefy flavor. Had raisins on the vine, which is a new one for me, and a little spice bump on the side, which was kind of fun. Felt like I was in Dune. All right, vegetables and fish are officially a thing of the past as we move into la canette, a spit roasted duck, no jokes, with acacia honey, coriander, and seared fig. The duck skin was so crispy it was like bacon. Also, so Joel Robuchon is famous for his mashed potatoes, and there is a reason. Like they make a little show and bring the potatoes out in a separate little crock, and they spoon them right onto your plate. And wow, like if mashed potatoes are just a vehicle for butter, this vehicle was a Rolls Royce. It's like the smoothiest, really, the creamiest, just OG gourmet mashed potato. The honey and fig lent a pleasant sweetness, especially when I took a Thanksgiving bite with all of the elements in one. This dish was definitely my favorite out of all of the courses so far. A little view of the outside esque area that I was sitting. It's supposed to look like the outside, like you're on a little patio or something, but You have this kind of little bush set up. I don't know. It was nice. At this point, my stomach is very, 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 very full, but that's okay because savory dinner is over, and now it's time for the dessert stomach to engage. The first of the sweets come together: La Fraule's Harry's Berries Compote, Coconut Tapioca, Basil Oil and Lime, and La Myrtille Blueberry Confit, Calamansi Mousse, and Tayberry Sauce. We are really showing off our pastry skills in the tent this week. This raspberry is fresh, tart, and sweet, and shines really bright throughout the whole thing. The blueberry shell is crisp. The strawberry is frozen and fresh, ironically, somehow, together, with a nice undercurrent of coconut and the tapioca balls, which is a nice counterpart to the more intense raspberry. I thought it was really clever that they taped these little dishes to the plate. This gets a handshake from me. In between the desserts, they bring out the showstopper, which is this chocolate confection sculpture and a birthday bonus treat. Of course, you don't get the whole buns cake, but it would be a pity if you didn't get to see the whole thing before they cut it up. More on that later. Because before the birthday cake, we have Le Chocolat, which is not just a film old enough to drink. Can you believe that? It's a cherry mousse with chocolate cream and Kirsch chantilly, like black forest. And a delightful little forest floor on a plate on a picture of a cacao pod. This is the mushroom got ate before I could take a picture of the inside, but the textures were so interesting. The outside was a surprisingly crispy shell with ice cream inside and this like citrusy fruity top with some crunchy chocolate dirt. There's mint in it somewhere. I don't know, but it was a very cool dish, and I think my favorite of the desserts. Here's the birthday cake. It's apricot mousse with buttermilk and lemon jelly, and I'm sure it's delicious, but I'm unable to feel my toes at this point, let alone taste anything. I think I'm going to pass out. Finally, thank God, we have the Cherio de Minards, which are bite-sized treats served at the end of a meal. Of course, it's on a trolley, but that's fun because it's like you get a shop for the final nail in your tummy's coffin. All right, so what do we have? We have this like coconut long boy primo, passionate fruit long boy primo, like a tropical French party. This little ladybug was chewy and crispy with this chocolate mousse and was like just an overall dream. Teeny chocolate eclair, just full of flavor, and expertly made vanilla macaron that's both chewy and crisp and showcases vanilla in a stunning way. I'm so full. I want someone to carry me home. The button on my pants has resigned effective immediately. I noticed that they offered to give the couple wearing Gucci tracksuits at a table nearby a tour of the kitchen, and I'm jealous, but also probably couldn't have made it that far anyway. It's just me and another lone dyer across the room closing this place down. At the end of the meal, they bring a little parting gift, which is this banana bread in a purple cellophane and souvenir printout of this evening's menu, which is what you've been looking at the whole time. I carried this little paper bag around all week like it was like an Hermes bag or something, like looking at everyone else, like, hope you enjoy your fancy dinner at the M&M store. The M&M store, side note, I spent as much per pound at the M&M store as I did at Joël Robuchon. Anyway. Alright, so this is me once I've gotten up. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. So look at this like super luxe purple velvet cushy banquette that I sat on. This nice little hedge. It makes you feel like you're outside, but you're not. Can lights. I didn't get the other guy that was eating, but it was me. We were dressed the same, both of us. Anyway, there's the bread cart that I didn't get that before, but you get to pick your breads from there. This is the inside, because I was outside. It's fancy. This is walking on the way out. Hello, host stand. I saved the banana bread for breakfast in the food court with coffee for the next day, and it was good. It was a lot like my mom's, actually, but it was a whole loaf, so I ate it over the course of several days until I checked out. A nice little reminder of my lovely little meal that cost me $750. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and see ya.